Yeah, the front ones, and yeah, absolutely.
Beautiful. All right, hello everybody. My name is Dan. For if you haven't met me yet another Daniel in the group, but at least I go by Dan, so keep it separate. And I got a very early kind of proof of concept more than anything to show you guys, like not super polished, nothing like that. So I figured I'd start with a quick little slide deck just to try to introduce the concept because there isn't, a whole lot going on yet. So basically the idea is a porter for hire. So to kind of explain that, if you're like me, I'm sure you played some RPG games and looted literally everything. If you can pick it up, it's in the inventory every time. And also, if you're like me, the best part about having companions is that they're just extra backpacks. So you just keep tossing stuff at them, keep picking up more stuff, everything's amazing. And no spoilers for Baldur's Gate, by the way. I haven't finished it, please don't spoil that for me. It's great. So the concept for this game is you're not much of a fighter yourself, but you realize you can make a lot of money if you just are someone who's hired to just hold loot for people. So, this is now you. Also, full disclosure, haven't played Death Stranding, so if this is slightly totally off base, my bad for that.
I'm playing it right now.
But basically, kind of picture yourself carrying a bunch of loot for people in a dungeon, and they're going ahead, killing all the monsters, dropping off loot in big piles, you're going ahead and picking it up. Only problem is in this specific dungeon, they didn't tell you, it's mimics all the way down. Everything's mimic, everything wants to kill you, that's it. And you don't know how to fight because, you're just a porter. But lucky for you, since it's mimics all the way down, if it's in your backpack, they're gonna fight for you instead. So basically, you're just trying to pick up as much loot as possible and then kind of fight off the loot that's trying to kill you with whatever you have on your person. So can kind of launch the little demo here. So let me toss over Unity and see if this will run well. So I'll give you a quick little breakdown of what we see in a second before we kind of get into it. Once it loads up. Beautiful. Okay, so this is kind of the idea. So on the left-hand side, that's your backpack. So that's everything that you have. And on the right-hand side is the pile of loot. So the dungeon people are ahead of you, killing monsters, and so far they've just dropped a little dagger. It's kind of hard to see from here, but basically the little dagger has like +1 attack. And so on the dungeon side of things, there's 1 attack, 0 defense. And on your side at the moment, we have no attack, no defense, no nothing, because we have nothing. But what we can do is we can simply take it. So this is now ours. So if we put this on our side, we can see we now have 1 attack, and they have none. And so the way the combat works, it's very simple right now. It's just attack versus defense. Whatever's left over is damage. So we can go ahead and run the turn here really quick. Boom, 1 damage to them. We block it because they have no attack. Let's see. All right, coming up next, we've got 2 more daggers and 2 little small shields. Again, kind of hard to see, but they have little +1 defenses on them. And again, right now they have 2 attack to our 0 defense, so we're going to take some damage. But really, our best option is to just take everything again. Like, we have enough space, let's just grab it. So we can rotate some stuff in here, add it to our pile. There we go, perfect. We now have everything. At the moment, though, you see our backpack's a little bit small. Just for this demo, it's going to get bigger in a second, but throughout the game, you would probably pick up newer items or like sell some stuff, upgrades, that kind of thing. But for the moment, we can go ahead and run, and we're going to do 3 damage to them, so things are going well, and so far no damage to us. But a lot more stuff is coming in here, and suddenly they have some 2x2 shields, which gives them 2 defense each. So they have a lot of defense, we're not going to get through that right now. So we're going to do a little bit of rearranging here. So let's see, if we do this, and we take this guy maybe here, put this here or something, we can get some 2x2 shields into our side. We might need to rearrange a little bit more still, so we can do this. Okay, great, awesome. So we can fit everything on our side still, but as you can see, our backpack is now totally full, and we have no upgrades coming, so we're gonna have to start making some decisions shortly here. But 3 more damage, we're doing good. Let's see what comes next. Okay, lots of stuff. So they have tons of swords, tons of shields. At the moment, they're gonna do not any damage to us, but why don't we kind of rearrange and see if we can do some damage to them. So on the dungeon side at the moment, there's some new swords, the long swords. They do 2 damage, but they take a little bit more space. But again, we can do a smidge of rearranging and see if we can steal some of their weapons here. So let's do this, and we could fit another dagger here, but why don't we just grab some more shields, just fill it out a little bit. So we have 7 attack to their 8 defense, so we're not actually gonna hurt them, but we have plenty of defense against their attack, so they won't hurt us either. So we can go ahead and do that. I wonder if I can do this and see this be a little bit. Oh, that kind of works. Cool. Okay, on the other side, we now have some size come in. And so these are kind of a funky shape, a little bit harder to fit in the inventory, but they have 3 damage. So it's probably worth trying to grab at least 1. And if we get rid of one of our, 2 defense, we're going to give it to them, but we're going to have 3 attacks. So we're going to slightly get a little bit of a boost here. So why don't we drop this guy, slide this down here, do this. There we go. So now we're actually evened out. So we have 10 attack, they have 10 defense, they have 6 attack, we have 6 defense. Okay, no damage, but we're not going to die. So, could be worse. Let's see what happens next. They're going to get... Ooh, okay. They have a lot more attack now. So we could try to rearrange a little bit, see if we can do anything here. But as it stands, they're going to do 7 damage to us, because our 13 attack versus our 6 defense. And so we're not going to die. So we can just kind of tank the hit and maybe see if we get something good coming up here. Let's go ahead and tank it. And, okay, 7 damage to us. That's not great. But here comes, the special boss sword of the dungeon or whatever. I know it's a little bit bugged, sorry about that. But as you can see, it has 10 attack, so it's super powerful. And it's got this little special 2-star beside it. So basically, it's actually doubling all of the attack in the other side. So currently, they're doing 36 damage. We're going to get absolutely annihilated. So it's probably worth us taking that sword and trying to defend against it. So let's do a little rearranging, see if we can get that in our inventory. We drop off a few things here, take this guy, slide it in here, perfect. So the thing is, they're still going to kill us, so we might as well just go all out on attack and see if we can buff ourselves enough to just break through the last of the shields and get them killed. So we're going to take this guy, let's grab a scythe because it's more damage. We can take another scythe, we'll get this, sneak it in here. And if we sneak in some daggers. Alright, so we have 30 attack. They're going to kill us, but we will get past their shields and do 14 damage, and they only have 13 health, so this should kill them. We go ahead, and we win. Awesome. So that's the general idea. So I'm going to switch back to the slide deck real quick, just for one last little slide here. Just to kind of show a couple more mechanics that we sort of thought about, just didn't get them in this demo. So here's a couple of more special items that we could have. So the first one being the True North Sword. So this gives us the idea of playing with the orientation of an item and how that would affect the gameplay. So specifically with this one, if it's actually facing north, so straight up, it gets a +2 bonus to it, right? But maybe if it's facing south, so straight down, it's maybe -2 or something. So orientation could have an impact on how an item works. Next one is a plywood shield. So, super solid defense, no problems there. But as soon as you get hit, it's gone. So we can play with some items that are in your inventory for a limited amount of time. And then also they clear out of the field because it'll eventually snowball, right, if you just keep getting new items. Glass cannon can be kind of fun. So huge amount of attack, +10, but -5 defense. So this is the idea of stats kind of impacting you negatively, right? So, maybe you want to use this early on in the battle. That way you're not going to take a ton of hits. And it could also break after use as well, which is glass. And then finally this idea of adjacencies. So maybe a magic ring that if it's touching a sword will give it +1, but it's so that basically where you have it in your grid would matter a lot. If you have kind of a funky shaped backpack at that point, it'll be a little bit different than if you have a wide open one. So adjacencies could be kind of cool. But again, this is all just a proof of concept, so this is just some ideas that we have. And with that, about 1 minute and 20 seconds, so that's pretty much it. But if you have any suggestions, questions, like I said, we're early on here, so looking for feedback for sure. But yeah, thanks so much, guys. Appreciate it. Yes.
Yeah, I was wondering, do you have, or did you consider making it so that the shield and attacks and everything are spendable? So when you use them and the enemy uses them, they disappear.
Yeah, so that'd be super awesome, right? So we could have something like the plywood shield there where it goes away. So I think that would be a really good mechanic because, we had a couple turns there where I didn't really do anything and not much change other than new items coming in. So maybe having a lifetime on certain items. So you gotta try to capitalize on them before they disappear, right? So that's an awesome suggestion for sure. Thanks so much. Anybody else? I thought I saw another hand, but maybe that was just, no, I think we're good. Awesome. Oh, yeah. Good.
What if you had something that moves around in your inventory or screen, like a rat or something?
That's sick. I love that. I'm putting that on my slide deck up there. Thank you.
Ultima Online course pro.
Sorry. You could have, in classic D&D fashion, cursed items where if you put it in, you can no longer remove them or move them.
Oh, okay. That's
So in
perfect.
classic, cursed items can't take them off of you anymore once you put them on. Right.
Awesome. Okay. You guys are all going in the credits after this. Sweet. Thank you so much again. I think we're all wrapped up then.
Do you have any? Is this like? Do you have an online presence, like a niche page for this? or anything?
We do. So not for this specific game, but our itch.io. So we have this little icon with rubber ducks. So it's a buddy of mine right now, but we have 2 others in the team. We're just all a little busy. But yeah, so rubberducks.itch.io. Probably should have put the link. Gonna be honest, that was my bad.
No, that's all. I'll put it on the video.
Good call. Thanks. Awesome. Thanks so much, everybody.